The Mad Monk begins in an imperial palace belonging to a Black Dragon demon where demons gather together to hold an emergency meeting. The Black Dragon demon asked one of his subordinates named Zuye, a female snake demon, to interpret the prediction of the nightmare he was experiencing. After hearing the dream explanation of the Black Dragon demon, she predicted that there would be a man with godlike strength who would be a disaster and a hindrance to the Black Dragon demon. The man with godlike strength is predicted to thwart the Black Dragon demon's plans to destroy the capital city and dominate the entire human territory. Hearing the prediction, he ordered one of his subordinates, Yu Buhuo, a male fish demon, and Pu Kwai, a female leaf demon, to find out who the man was in Zuye's prediction. To track the man's whereabouts, the Black Dragon demon gave a magic shawl to Pu Kwai, which the shawl would react if they encountered the man they were after. The scene switches to a market in a village where humans do their normal life routines. A male robber secretly stole money from a woman shopping for beads that day, but she quickly realized the robbery and shouted for help, making people chase the robber man. Hearing the screams, several men immediately ran after the robber, but just as the robber barely managed to escape, the time in that place suddenly stopped. It turned out that time at that place had been stopped by a strange man named Jigong, dressed as a beggar and enjoying a piece of watermelon. He casually walked past the people who were frozen by time and purposely threw away the watermelon rind under the robber before he finally made time to move back. As a result, the robber man slipped by the watermelon skin, and people managed to catch him and then took him to prison. As Jigong walks past some mirrors, he looks surprised to see himself dressed like a beggar because he is actually the only son of a wealthy nobleman. He felt shocked and freaked out because he had turned into a poor man until he suddenly woke up. Turned out it was all just a dream. Knowing that, he was relieved and happy. When Jigong was about to return home from the lake, he saw a beautiful girl playing a musical instrument with a lovely melody. He is fascinated by a beautiful girl, thinking that fate has led him to meet and fall in love with her. Unbeknownst to him, the woman who had stolen his heart was a leaf demon girl named Pu Kwai, a subordinate of a very cruel Black Dragon demon. Suddenly, it started to rain. Then he used his magic to make an umbrella out of lotus flowers so he could help and approach her. As Jigong approached her, Pu Kwai noticed that the Black Dragon's magic shawl suddenly reacted. But she sensed that there was something different about him, so she thought that he was not the man in Zuye's prediction. Shortly afterward, Jigong took Pu Kwai to his luxurious castle to meet his father, the minister of the city area. She then lied by saying that she had come to the city to find her long-lost family, and unfortunately, she could not find them. Hearing her words, Jigong's father pities her and asks the servants to prepare a guest room so she can stay for a few days. In another place, the Black Dragon demon told Zuye that he lives on the energy of human hatred and suffering so that he can build a demon kingdom in the sky. But because he still needed more energy, he ordered Zuye to create a catastrophic plague that could trouble humanity and make humans suffer more. With her serpent demon powers, she began spreading a disease that could kill the townspeople horribly. In the evening, Jigong invites Pu Kwai to spy on a masked thief who has broken into his castle. He then shows boldness in front of her by approaching and fighting against the masked thief. When he removed the mysterious thief's mask, Pu Kwai realized that the thief was Yu Buhuo, the male fish demon who became her partner. After learning that the thief is a demon, Jigong uses the magic power he learned from an old book to fight Yu Buhuo. Unfortunately, because he still hasn't mastered the magic skill perfectly, he can't direct the magic sword to attack properly. After seeing all the magic swords miss without hitting Yu Buhuo in the slightest, Jigong decided to take Pu Kwai to run away from the place. Just as they had left, the magic sword detected Yu Buhuo's stealth energy and began to attack him. The sudden attack threw him hard until his head hit the wall and fell unconscious. Not long after, Jigong came to Pu Kwai's room to inform her that the stealth demon had left the castle, so she had nothing to fear anymore. Before Jigong left, Pu Kwai praised his magical skills and knowledge. Hearing that made him blush. Shortly after, he left her room. Then, suddenly, she heard a strange sound outside the room's walls. Pu Kwai quietly came out of the room and found that the voice came from Yu Buhuo, who had lost his memory after hitting his head very hard. She immediately reported his condition to the Black Dragon demon through the water portal that Yu Buhuo had not remembered anything, including his identity and mission. The Black Dragon demon was annoyed with Yu Buhuo because he could no longer rely on him. So, he asked Pu Kwai to kill Yu Buhuo. She clearly didn't have the heart to kill him, so she decided to send him away while providing him with some equipment for begging on the street. A few days later, the minister received word from the chief physician and the city's chief monk that several areas of their city were currently being attacked by a very deadly disease. Hearing this, Jigong's father, as the city's general minister, decided to provide financial assistance to build a medical center for the city's citizens who had been stricken with the case of the plague. He asked Jigong to help the citizens in the treatment area, and Jigong immediately agreed to the order. One day when Jigong was walking in the forest, he was suddenly attacked by Zuye, who had realized that he was the man in her prediction. With her mold weapon and serpent stealth power, Zuye immediately attacked him, but luckily, he could still dodge all those attacks. In a nervous state, Jigong tried to attack her with the magic moves he knew, but all the magic moves he used failed. Shortly after that, Pu Kwai suddenly appeared, and the axe that Zuye threw almost hit her, so Jigong became angry. He tried to use another magic move to attack Zuye, which got her even more cornered. As a result, she was forced to retreat and leave the place. After Zuye left, Jigong suddenly fainted because his arm had been injured by her poison axe when he was trying to protect Pu Kwai earlier. From then on, Pu Kwai slowly began to realize that Jigong truly loved her. The next day, the situation in front of the minister's house looked chaotic as the citizens felt angry and frustrated over the outbreak of a deadly disease that had killed their family members. Seeing the chaos of the citizens fighting over medicine, Jigong tried to calm them by encouraging them to overcome this deadly disease outbreak together. After hearing his speech, they finally calmed down and started lining up to peacefully obtain the medicine. A few days later, Jigong and his father were shocked after they caught several citizens who intended to throw people who had been infected with the plague into the abyss, even though some of them were still alive. They tried to stop and prevent the citizens, but this time Jigong couldn't stop them because the citizens had lost their patience. One night, Zuye had been disguised as the chief healer and began to expose herself to the people and admit that she was the one who spread the deadly plague. Jigong immediately used magic power to attack and catch her, but she had already fled from that place. After that, Zuye communicated to the Black Dragon Demon and reported that Pu Kwai had betrayed them and chose to side with the humans. Hearing this, the Black Dragon Demon felt very angry and intended to destroy the human city. But Zuye stopped him and said she would try to solve this problem alone so that he could focus more on absorbing suffering energy from humans and becoming stronger. A few days later, Jigong received news that the residents had arrested his father and planned to throw him into the abyss because they suspected that his father had contracted a deadly disease. Hearing this, he rushed to save his father who had been brought by the citizens on his way to the abyss. After Jigong found the citizens and his father, he scolded them and reminded them that his father had helped them and sacrificed many things to lead the city. During that anger, his father tried to calm Jigong and said he was willing to be expelled like the other citizens because he had contracted a deadly plague. Hearing this, Jigong took the initiative to take his father away from the city so that the citizens would not have to worry about contracting the disease. That night, in a cave where Jigong and his father were hiding, his dying father advised him not to hold grudges against anyone and always try to be generous enough to forgive others. After conveying his advice to the son he loved the most, he died peacefully in Jigong's arms. After burning his father's body, Jigong prayed to the gods, and suddenly he was inspired to practice his spiritual power. On the other hand, Zuye returned to the center of the city and started attacking the citizens with her magic power and poison weapons. They looked frightened and panicked and ran to their respective homes to hide from her attack. Shortly after, Pu Kwai appeared to protect them and fought against Zuye. But Pu Kwai, as a leaf demon, still couldn't beat her, who was a very strong poisonous snake demon. Zuye made Pu Kwai even more cornered with a poisoned arrow weapon and instantly became a giant cobra to kill her. Fortunately, in crisis time, Jigong arrived just in time and immediately protected Pu Kwai from Zuye's attack with barrier magic. Jigong, who had become stronger after he increased his spiritual strength, could easily defeat Zuye with a single slash of the sword. After that, Jigong carried Pu Kwai, injured by Zuye's poisoned arrow, to receive treatment at his castle. But before that, the citizens who witnessed his greatness immediately approached him and apologized to him for expelling his father from the city. They feel guilty that he is still kind enough to protect them after their actions toward his father. Elsewhere in the Imperial Palace, the Black Dragon Demon was furious that all the men he had sent on a mission had failed. Therefore, he, who had become stronger, decided to attack one of the cities by himself so that he could spread fear among mankind. With the power of bursts of black fire, the Black Dragon Demon burned all buildings in a city and began to attack the citizens until the entire population was burned to the ground. Jigong, who realized that one of the areas in his town was being attacked, rushed to the city. The next day after Jigong and Pu Kwai arrived in the city, they found that the entire population had died from the blast of fire, and the entire building had been burned to the ground. Not long after, a Black Dragon Demon appeared suddenly and attacked Jigong so that he, who was not ready for the attack, was thrown far until he fell unconscious. Pu Kwai then tried to fight the Black Dragon Demon to protect Jigong and buy time until he regained his senses. However, due to the dragon's attack being too powerful, Pu Kwai couldn't resist the attack for too long and ended up burning to death in front of Jigong. Seeing his girlfriend who had died in front of him, he felt very sad because he could not protect her. He feels very angry and intends to attack the Black Dragon Demon to avenge Pu Kwai's death. However, after Jigong remembered his late father's advice, he again refined his intentions so that he would not be blinded by anger and revenge. He tried to calm his mind and began to straighten his intentions so that he did not kill the dragon demon out of revenge but as a struggle to protect the townspeople from the cruelty of the Black Dragon demon. After Jigong got his spiritual power, he began to gain extraordinary power that equaled the power of the gods by being enveloped in a very strong golden aura. He flew away carrying the legendary golden fan and started to use teleportation power to take the Black Dragon demon to another place. After they moved to a hill far away from the residence, Jigong began to give the first attack. Jigong's golden fan began to unravel, and every strand of the golden fan turned into a giant stick that could trap the Black Dragon demon's body until the demon couldn't move. After the Black Dragon demon was locked, Jigong began to attack the dragon with a refining sacred palm technique that was able to make the Black Dragon demon disappear instantly. The next day, Jigong relaxed at the lake where he first met Pu Kwai while looking at the golden fan he used to fight the Black Dragon demon. He then tells Yu Buhua that he will go on an adventure around the world to defeat evil and injustice while Yu Buhua will stay in the city to protect the townspeople. The moral that can be learned from this movie is to always fight against injustice with pure and sincere intentions without being blinded by anger or hatred.